What's up, everybody? I'm Ronan, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why all notorious monsters in Eureka should be pulled immediately upon spawning. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. Who the is this? What kind of thinks it's okay to do this? Not only will I show you that pulling immediately is the most efficient use of everyone's time and effort, I'll explain why it even benefits the folks that get annoyed enough to break terms of service by dictating playstyle, witch hunting, and vulgar name calling. So, let's get into it. Who should be doing fates? People farming crystals for relics or etheric stabilizers, lockbox farmers, or people targeting specific fates for the unique drops should be farming fates. If you're not leveled up to near the max level of a zone, you should focus on leveling, not fates. The most common piece of misinformation a lot of YouTube guides present is that fates are great for leveling. Take Animos, for example, which has the most notorious monsters of any zone. Assuming that all 20 notorious monsters are popped within 2 hours before the first one popped comes back off of cooldown, and assuming that they all happen to pop in order at your current level or one level above, thereby maximizing your return on effort per fate, since you won't get any experience at all if they're higher than that, you would generate 276,282 elemental experience. How many trash mobs does it take to generate the same experience over the course of those same 2 hours? About 228, or slightly less than 2 a minute, which is an incredibly slow pace, and one that you can guarantee you can accomplish in 100% of instances, regardless of everyone else's playstyle or the current status of notorious monster availability. If you choose to level exclusively through notorious monster farming, which in theory is possible, but in reality is not plausible, it would take about 5.5 full instance clears, or approximately 11 hours, to level up through Animos, assuming everyone popped everything in the order you needed exactly when you needed it, and you missed nothing. In comparison, utilizing optimized trash grinding and challenge log completion, you can finish leveling through Animos solo in 9 experience chains. And for those of you saying, just do the challenge logs between the notorious monsters, if 20 pop every 2 hours, which means 1 kill every 6 minutes, and everyone waits 3 minutes each time one pops, then it takes 3 minutes to kill the notorious monster and travel back to what you were doing before. By the time you get back to that spot, it's time to run to the next fate, so there's no time for anything in between fates, without people missing out on potential fates because the pace slows down below the rate of 20 notorious monsters per 2 hours. Even if you do instantly pull every fate, you're likely to end up with about 1 or 2 minutes between each fate to work on anything else, and so you can't effectively do both at the same time. So, friends, don't let friends use fates to level up in Eureka. Now, we've established that attempting to do fates for leveling or while leveling is bad. So why shouldn't everyone wait for pull times when grinding out fates for other reasons? Because the people who should be doing the fates don't benefit from a pull delay. Let's take Animos again as an example. Animos has the second longest average travel time from Aetherite to Fate Circles in Eureka at an average of 44 seconds per notorious monster. A few weeks ago, I collaborated with a group of highly motivated, highly experienced Fate farmers to clear out Animos as efficiently as possible. This is the background footage playing throughout this video. With just a handful of people, our group prepped and popped 19 of the 20 notorious monsters, with a random Simurgh popped by the rest of the instance. In under an hour and a half, everything was cleared. Free fate was pulled immediately when popped, and I got credit for all 20, even when multiple were up at the same time, while not leaving any of them early to head to the next one. So, how do you do that? If you're there to farm fates, actively monitor the instance to know what's up or about to be up. The Eureka tracker, which someone typically shouts a link for in every instance, gives you all the information you need to know when weather or nighttime dependent notorious monsters are available to prep. Keep your map open, and when things pop, go there immediately. Collaborate with others that are actively popping fates. People are surprisingly helpful when you're not actively harassing them or slowing them down. If you just want to leech, honestly, most people don't care. The argument you'll never win, though, is that while you leech, the people who are quickly popping and clearing the content you want to leech should slow down and wait for you to leech. Just pay attention and get your free crystals and lockboxes. But Ronan, it's only 3 minutes. What kind of jerk can't wait just 3 minutes? Well, random stranger on the internet, even if it was just 3 minutes, you're asking other farmers to give you something, but offering nothing that they want or need in return. You sound a little selfish there, but it isn't just 3 minutes though. Let's say someone wants to complete a full relic weapon set. Waiting 3 minutes for each notorious monster over the course of the full relic grind costs that player somewhere between 3.5 to 4.5 days of their lives, sitting there waiting for people who can't be bothered to play attentively to come leech free stuff. If that still sounds reasonable to you, don't be surprised if you get flamed repeatedly in shout chat. One more note. People like to say that you should hold fates for people because each fate can only spawn once every 2 hours, but what that argument fails to consider is that the longer everyone stands around, the less total notorious monsters spawn every 2 hours. Most instances never even come close to marking all notorious monsters on cooldown, so this is a moot point. If one instance instantly engages notorious monsters, and you only make it to 15 of the 20 because you're distracted or happen to have the worst positioning and luck ever, and the other one only spawns 15 total because of artificially inserted pull time delays, you're getting the same amount of notorious monster credit. The difference is that in the first scenario, the most effective players are able to maximize their efficiency higher than the second scenario. So that's it. Pull time delays are bad. Pulling fates immediately is good. Feel free to add your thoughts in the comments. The math here is pretty straightforward, but I'm sure some of you want to express your feelings, so have fun with that. I'll see you out there.